Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Morgan with 11.6, adding and subtracting rational expressions with unlike denominators. At the end of this lesson, you will add and subtract rational expressions with unlike denominators. The important thing is to get a common denominator. So when I look at the bottom and I've got 5n and 10n to the third. So from yesterday's lesson, I know that 5 and 10 both go into 10, and my largest exponent here is n to the third. So I will come over here, and I know that my new denominator's got to be 10n to the third. And the nice thing for us, at least, is that this second piece is already 10n to the third, so I can just bring that down. But up here, what I need to do is multiply by 2n squared, squared. And 5 times 2 is 10, n times n squared gets me that n to the third. So on top, what I have is 4 times 2 is 8, and times the n squared. Now for my final answer, my 10n to the third stays, and my 8n squared minus 1 goes on top, and there's no nice way for me to simplify it, so this is my final answer. Looking at number 2, again, I need to find my least common multiple to get my common denominator. So my LCM is going to be 12CD. So I will come over here and we'll have 12CD on the bottom of both of these. And to make that happen, 3C needs to get multiplied by 4D. And whatever I do on top, or whatever I do on bottom, I need to make sure that I do to the top. And then my 4D needs to get multiplied by 3C. To turn into my denominator. So 8 times 4 is 32, and my D gets tacked on. And 5 times 3 is 15, and my C goes right there. So my common denominator is 12CD, and on top I have 32D minus 15C. And I seem to have missed something. Go! It's right here. This here was minus a negative, which it was right here, but I did not put it in here. So what I should have had, that minus a negative, I should have a plus in between here. I'm sorry about that mistake. I wonder if you guys caught that for me and were wondering. So we are going to move on. Now on the bottom what we have are binomials, and I guess the first thing is that I don't think this looks like an A. This should be A plus 4 and A plus 2, and I bet that top one doesn't really look like an A either. There we go. So when I do my LCM for these, there's no nice way to do it, so I'm just going to have one of each. So a plus 4 and a plus 2. And what that means for over here it's not going to let me do it. Okay. What it means for over here is that on the bottom we're going to have a plus 4 in parentheses and a plus 2. And I think in the middle we have a plus sign. So then what'll happen on the top is, since I have the a plus 4 here, I'm going to be multiplying by a plus 2 on the bottom and the top. And over here, I'll be multiplying by the a plus 4. And one important thing to notice about this is when we do this multiplication on the top, you want to make sure that you distribute this out. So we'll have a squared plus 2a. And over here we will have 6a plus 4. And the reason why we do that is so that we can combine these like terms here and here for our final answer. Oh, no. So down on the bottom, again, we'll have that a plus 4, a plus 2. But on the top, we'll have a squared plus 8a plus 4. And you don't have to distribute the denominator. Just so you know. So our final answer is right here. All right. In our next example, an important thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to need to factor this bottom expression. So we need stuff that multiplies to -4 and adds to 3, which would be 4 and -1. So when I come over here, I'm going to rewrite this expression as p plus 4 and p minus 1. And that helps me because then I will know that my LCM for my denominator here and here is going to be p plus 4 and p minus 1. So I won't have to change much in this first one because I already have my common denominator. So my p plus 1 on top just stays. What will need to happen is over here I have p plus 4, but I still need to multiply by p plus 1. P minus 1. Wow, Mrs. Morgan. Apologies, guys. These should be minuses. Okay, so I'm going to distribute p squared minus p. Maybe a minus 1p on that if you would like. We can put a 1 on this one over here too. So for our final answer, we'll have our common denominator p plus 4 and p minus 1. And then we'll go through and we'll combine our like terms on the top. Now, this 1p and this minus 1p are just going to cancel out. So here and here. So that just leaves me with p squared plus 1 on the top here. And that is adding and subtracting rational expressions with unlike denominators. Let me know if you have any questions.